Hello, I'm Matthew from Ludochrono, and today I'm going to give you an overview of Heaven, Here I Come, which is a party game and a bluffing game with a bit of a deduction for 5 to 10 players, ages 12 and up, and it plays for around 20 minutes. In this game, you are a sinner, you all die, and you go to heaven, well, to the gates of heaven, surely, because there's not enough room and you need someone to go. So all the players will have a screen, and on the side of the screen, you're going to have two cards in between players, and those cards are going to create the scene that you have. So you have a table of scenes here, and those cards will reveal symbols. So you look at them secretly, and depending on the symbols you have, you know what your sin is. For example, I have the sleep symbol and the broken heart, so I will be sloth. Now, the game will divide people in 2 teams and a half. You will have the people who committed the least sin, the sin which is the lowest, and that will be typically around this area, and they will be in the scapegoat team. You have at least one scapegoat, but you can have multiple ones if multiple players have committed the least sin. Now we also have the badass, and the badass committed the worst sin, and those players will be on that side of the board. And all the players who are not scapegoat are just regular sinners. So now, once you have peeked secretly at those cards, the game can start in earnest, and you will look at the distant card. You can't look at the cards from your immediate neighbors. So I will look at this card, for example, secretly again. I'm just going to show it for the video. I see the sad face, so I know that this player and that player have the sad face in their combination. So this is very important to try to determine what information I can have. So once everyone in the table has looked at the distant card, we're going to discuss freely about what we have seen, what we have in our hands, what we think people are, and at any point during this phase, someone can make an accusation. To accuse someone, you must discard a card from your hand, and you're going to take that card and discard it on the appropriate pile. And this will kind of shift the probabilities because there are 5 copies of each symbol in the game. So that means that by discarding a new sleep symbol from my hand, I lower the possibility of a sleep symbol being there. Now, when you accuse someone, you're going to point at possibly a scapegoat. You want to pinpoint a scapegoat. And all players, after you have stated your case, are going to vote either against or for the accusation. If no wins, the game can resume and people can discuss freely again with an added information. Now, if yes passed, the game is going to end anyway. The accused will first make a last stand, and they will point at the player or players they think are badasses. Now we are going to reveal all the cards in between players to know what sins people committed and where they stand in the sin department. And if the accused player was not a scapegoat, all of the scapegoats win. If the accused player was a scapegoat, we're going to check if they made the right call when calling the badasses. If they did, they win. If they didn't, all the other sinners win. That's it for Heaven, Here I Come. So this is a game in which you try to determine in which team you are and in which you try to make the right accusation. But don't forget, you can bluff sometimes. Bye-bye. See you on Ludo-Chrono.